Are we seeing buyer relief, or is the real estate market just absolutely doing a complete dump? That is the answer that we are going to provide you with today. So here's the thing. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure that you hit the bell so you're alerted when these market updates come up. This way you can make the best business decision. Hey, look, the channel's free. There's no cost. Share the link with others that you know that are looking at buying or selling, because again, it just allows you to make a really good decision. So let's kind of hit some of our numbers here. But before we do that, let's talk a little bit about September, since September's over. Today's the 8th. So we're going to look at all of the numbers up to the 7th. So right now, September activity shows that the active listings were nearly doubled from a year ago, which is not unexpected. We talked about that because we went from 0.5, 0.7 months of inventory to just shy of 2 months of inventory. And that is a massive benefit to a lot of buyers out there. But pending sales declined more than 31%. Again, with interest rates going up, not unexpected, right? Here's the however. However, prices in most counties, well, they're still rising. And you might say, how is that possible? Okay, well, remember, we still have a supply and demand issue. We still have a ton of pent-up buyer demand out there. But listen, even though we talk about 2 months of inventory, okay, listen, 2 months of inventory is still very little. 4 to 6 months of inventory is considered a balanced market, enough inventory for buyers and sellers, and that's what gives us a really good balance. However, we're at just shy of 2 months. That means that we have half of what it would take to be a balanced market. So we don't have a ton of homes. As an example, we have a shade over 5,000 homes available last year at this time, which we were absolutely struggling. And when we talk about the area, we're talking about half of the state of Washington. That is the Northwest MLS, okay? The Northwest Multiple Listing Service incorporates half of Washington State, a little bit more than half, but nonetheless, that's a vast area, and 5,000 homes is peanuts, right? So as an example, when we take a look at today, where we have about 13,000 homes still over Washington State, you might say, oh, George, that's a lot of homes. No, normally we have between 18 and 24,000 homes at this point, which is a significantly higher number of homes available that people are used to working with. So, in fact, it's super funny because Matthew Gardner from Windermere, he's their chief economist, super smart guy, really nice guy. He actually he pointed out that home prices remain positive compared to a year ago, but doesn't expect that to change through the end of 2022. Totally agree with that because we're going to figure that we're going to stay relatively flat. But here's the one thing. He says by spring, he believes it's likely that year-over-year prices will start to trend negative, but firmly believes that that's going to be a short period of time. I'm not sure I agree with Matt on this one, or Matthew on this one, and here's the why. I think our spring market, we're going to see interest rates coming from the mid-6s, right here, and coming back down into the mid to high 4s. And that is going to bring a ton of buyers that are sitting on the sidelines waiting for interest rates to come down or waiting for prices to come down, which aren't happening so much, right? We're just not seeing massive escalations. Some people say, oh, George, homes are selling for less. No, not necessarily. We have still seen an appreciation. What we're not seeing is the crazy escalation, what some buyer is willing to pay above market value for a home, which is different, all right? So when we take a look at our market value, we're still up year over year. And that is super important to understand because with our limited inventory, that will continue. Now, spring, so last week, and Matt or Vikas, Matt on our team, Matt, not Matthew Gardner, is going to post the link that we forgot to post for CNBC talking about or interviewing Fannie Mae when they too talk about Q1 first quarter rates coming down into the mid to high fours, which is something we've been talking about for a while. So it's good to know that the bigger head shed tends to agree with us on this, which is super cool. Because, well, sometimes we're pretty accurate. Well, most of the time. Because you get this every week. So remember, subscribe. All right, there we go. Now, when we take that into consideration, and we take next, let's say Q1, our spring market one, I think the buyers are going to come out in fours if rates do truly, get into the low fives, high fours, mid fours, which I do think is going to happen. We're going to see our inventory drawing down again. Look at our 7-day running average. Here's what's interesting. So we had 1,160 homes coming on market. We had 1,241 come off market. Okay, so we're still drawing down our inventory, even though it was building up for a while, because we were at about 2.2 months. Now we've started pulling that back down. We're just shade under 2 months, as far as single family homes only. Look at our solds, 1,124. That number is going to start to come down just a little bit. Because remember, it's always that rear view mirror, because it's always that 30-day, 40-day lag on those numbers. These are the most dynamic numbers that we like to pay attention to along with our active. But look at this. Homes reduced, 1,405. Hey, for the buyers out there, when we talk about, is this a buyer reprieve? It's still a seller's market. Understand that. There's not enough inventory to say it's a buyer's market. But there's a lot of relief coming in for the buyers, even though interest rates are still a little bit higher. The ability to get a good price without a bunch of escalations and maintaining an inspection contingency, maintaining your financing contingency, so you're not having to escalate crazy dollars into, shoot for a pie, the pie in the sky, to secure that home. You don't have that right now. So if you can secure a home today, refinance in Q1 when the rates come back down, hey, that is a winner chicken dinner right there. I'm just telling you. Okay, when we come over here and we take a look at the actives at 122% over what it was last year, that's peanuts. And I say that's peanuts. It's not really peanuts. Maybe it's almonds. But here's the thing. This still is a great number because this helps everybody. Because when we were at 5,000 and change homes, there was just not enough homes out there, and it was just painful for everybody. When we take a look at it month over month, look, there's only 460 homes on market today than there was this time last year. There's new on market. There's only 4 more homes over what we were, but year over year, we're down 2.4%. Month over month, we have 4 more homes. Again, that's peanuts. We had 26 less pending sales than we did last year, month over month. That's month over month, not last year. Last year was down 18.7%. That didn't sound right. I knew I had to get that right. So even though we're down 18.7% year over year, month over month, we're only down 26 sales. That's pretty good considering it's October. Here, we're only 104 homes off from the prior month, and September was still a really good month. Even though we had people pulling back because last minute vacations, students getting back in school, we still had a really good September. And in fact, if you remove the pandemic years, okay, so if we take out 2020 and 2021, we just remove those, throw them out because they were very unique, right? And we put and look at 2019 going back. Hey, listen, we're spot on. In fact, we're actually doing better with less. That is a really good sign. And again, look, the 50-year average for interest rates was like 7.2%. Now, sure, we all got spoiled with the 3%, the high 3s, super low 4s. Okay, but remember, just like the gal from Bloomberg said, listen, that was unique. That was where the feds were messing with the market. They were buying all the mortgages, all the mortgage-backed securities, and driving down the mortgage rates artificially. Had they not done that, we would have seen a very typical market. And it would not have been the craziness that we saw, or the sprint, where we're now back to a walk, because we're still appreciating. If we take those 2 years out, hey, we're spot on target. In fact, doing better than what we were the prior years. Go figure, right? Okay. Owner-occupied rates right now at about 6.5%. You can get a 5-1. I know Freddie still calls it a 5-1, but it could be a 5-6, meaning it adjusts every 6 months. But anyway, that's par pricing is 5.36%. Non-owner occupied is still in the 7s. And I do think that those will come down in first quarter also. So still a lot of options. Investment properties are, yeah, they're not penciling quite as well. And so people are having to either put more down or adjust according to cap rate or price. If you have any questions, absolutely let us know. So the question is it a blessing for buyer reprieve, buyer relief, or are we going through a massive mortgage dump or real estate market dump? And the answer is it's a blessing that we're seeing mortgage or buyer relief. I keep saying mortgage because there's no mortgage relief. Oh, which reminds me, people have been asking me, about foreclosures. Oh, George, with all this craziness, are there foreclosures just go crazy? Funny enough, we'll be doing our update for the banks and whatnot that we work with. And if you want to know, here's 2017. There you go. This is 2017, and here's where we're at today. All right. So if you're curious if the foreclosures have gone to the moon, the answer is no, they haven't. And the primary reason is there's a significant amount of equity. Again, what we're experiencing now versus what we went through 2008, they're not even the same. They're not even in the same ballpark. They're not even in the same state. Not even in the same country. Two entirely different things altogether. So if you're curious, watch the market update with the lenders. On average, we normally see about 450 homes, REOs, real estate owned. That's when a bank physically owns it. Foreclosure is a process. And we're at like 56. I think there's like 52 single family homes available today throughout the entire Northwest MLS, right? So there's like one in Camino, two in Renton, 2 in Seattle. I think there might be 3 in Puyallup. We're talking peanuts. Far, far, far few in between, okay? And they're not even great values because banks know with our limited inventory, with us being one of the 5 sweet spots across the United States, hey, paint, carpet, vinyl, they put it on the market, they get almost full price. There you go. Market time for a foreclosure is typically 11 days right now. Look, they're doing incredibly well. So don't think that buying a foreclosure is going to be a great, hey, money saver because you're in the wrong place. Anyway, if you have any questions, reach out to us. Oh, did you guys know Kirkland, which in Money Magazine was just ranked the 3rd best place to live with the median price of single family homes at $1.355 million, which is up about 8.6% over what it was last year, which was 1.247. So for those folks in Kirkland, congratulations for placing 3rd in Money Magazine for the best places to live. In the meantime, my name is George Moorhead with Bentley Properties. You guys have a beautiful day. It is absolutely stunning outside. Go out, have some fun, get your October punch list done, get your service furnace, and definitely get your gutters cleaned before it starts raining because it is a lot easier now. Go to the vetted contractors list, which we'll put down below if you need a vendor to help you out with that. In the meantime, you guys have a beautiful day. Take care.